Hey everyone, Alex here. Happy full moon in Aries. I just wanted to give you a quick shot of tarot, a little injection of tarot esoteric wisdom for you on this wild day here on Earth. These cards are like, I'm just going to be honest, they're not the best. And at the same time, they're also pushing us into some really interesting, I would say potentially pretty great energy. You know, Aries is this point of inception. It's like a beginning, but we're also in full moon energy, which is endings. And, so and we just completed eclipse season. So I want you to consider your how you're sort of straddling endings and beginnings at this time. What's sort of up for you in terms of, personal stuff, or, things in your life where some things have not fallen away yet. Maybe there are things that you're grieving. Maybe there are things that you would like to leave and be in the past, and they have not made their way yet. This reading is really saying that you have to be implicit in your future. You have to actually, your action and your participation, your creative genius is necessary for creating the future that you want for yourself and for all of us, and for your community and for your family and for people you care about. That your participation is necessary, your action is necessary. At the center of the reading, we've got the Six of Cups in reversal. So this is a karmic energy that is, I would say, reflective, but also reflective negatively, or sort of like, I would see maybe there's like some trauma response in this, or there's energy from the past coming forward that you're like, oh, why am I thinking of this, or why am I dealing with this person? It could be, just reflecting on choices that you've made, or, things that you've done, or like, oh, what if I had done this? What if I had taken that job, or married that person, or did this, or moved across the country? How would that have changed things for me? So there could be these sort of like what if moments that you are getting stuck in. And whether that's some unmet karma, or, or just a distraction, that could be a very personal thing for you. But, this is a call to action now around, what got missed there? If you're feeling reminiscent, or if you're getting stuck in the past on something, what do you think you missed? Do you think you missed the love of your life? Do you think you missed the greatest opportunity that was available to you? Did you miss your calling? And maybe that's all fantasy. Maybe it's just, we are not happy with where things are at the moment, so we have to kind of get lost in these thoughts a bit. I'm asking you, we can't go and change the past, so what is missing in your life right now that you would like more of? That's really what this is pointing towards. And the Ace of Wands, which is covering the reading, is forcing you, or asking you, or inviting you, however you like to move, into the future, but from a creative place. This is something, energy that you're putting into the world. In our future, we've got the Ten of Cups reversed, and I would just say that this is maybe, some of our fantasies getting popped, some of our bubbles bursting. That's okay. It's okay. Ten of Cups energy cannot last forever. I would like it to, but would I really? You know what I mean? I don't know, because I haven't had that experience yet. But what I do know is that there is some exalted way of being that we are like we're really going for it, but honestly, something is holding us back. Okay. And it could be, that leads into Three of Cups in reversal. So it could be that there are ways in which we are coping with our unhappiness, ways in which we are avoiding what we need to face. That's just kind of keeping us stagnant, And I think that this is, relevant to the world, not just in terms of your personal life, but, again, this is a collective reading. Look at look at what we're facing, here in the States and some of the horrific things that are happening. How are we really, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? And like, it's okay. I think it's okay to, take that time to vent. It's okay to take that time to kind of like, oh my God, I don't even know, what to do, and kind of self-soothe. Three of Cups in reversal is just saying it's party's over. It's just like, we can't keep, it's 3 a.m. Okay. Like, go home, get some rest, get your shit together, find some balance, and get creative with, again, what does the future you want look like? Okay. How can you be a part of that actively? In the West, we've got the Queen of Cups in reversal. And so this is sort of like emotion. We're emotionally dysregulated. Okay. Everybody's a little like traumatized, a little, maybe some folks are hitting the bottle. Maybe some folks are, really, in it, for lack of a better term. I would just say that this is a period to reflect, but not overly so. That this is a place where our emotions, I'm a huge fan of emotions. They are helpful until they are not. And then you've got to get moving. You've got to do something. You've got to act. That's that Ace of Wands energy is like, boom, this is the bratty kid trying to get her way, just, it's like having a real, like, I want you to be obsessed with your future. I want you to be obsessed with, like, what is the missing experience for me? What does my community need? What does my family need? I want you to get a little obsessed with it, and, and just try to make that happen, make some hustle happen around that. Five of Swords behind us in the North. This is indicating a conflict. This is indicating a period of growth that we maybe didn't fully meet. We didn't meet our potential within. Fives are a pain in the ass, but they are there for us, and that's something we have to remember. So, I would say that this is like reflecting on how is it that you avoid conflict? How is it that you deal with conflict? Where does avoidance show up for you? How can you face that? How can you walk towards it creatively? How can you not let it drown you? This is like, this to me, this reading is so much the medicine of fire, to keep us all from drowning. Okay. Again, emotions, I love emotions, and they are not always helpful. If we are stagnant, if we are swampy, we need to bring a little fire, dry things out, transmute, move to the next thing. Our advice is, I've got the King of Swords and I've got the Six of Swords in reversal. So this to me is getting really serious about your sense of balance, looking at anything that you're digesting that is not good for you. So whether that is food, whether it's media, whether it's people, relationships, anything that you are digesting, how can you move away from that which is, indigestible towards something that is. And who are your allies in this? Who are you meeting that is on the same page? And when you look at balance, like I'm a Libra moon naturally, so so I think about balance a lot. And to me, balance is something that happens in the heart. Like I just feel it. I feel like, oh yeah, the scales are like nice and happy, But if you don't know how to do it, you can start with the heart. You can then move out to the body. You can move to your room. You can move to your house. You can move to your family, your community. Look at balance and imbalance in all of those places. And just maybe if your heart feels complicated, maybe start with your room or how's the feng shui of your space? However helps you kind of feel a sense of balance. This is a really good time to tend to that, because I think, again, like all this other stuff is moving and we're just like, okay, it could be heavy. It could be confusing. There could be a lot of distortion in the air. Fine. Okay. Like, how do you tend to the greater balance of power and life force? Okay. I'm telling you, create a nice, clean and balanced, well-tuned body, mind, spirit, space, family, community, workspace, you name it. Okay. The rest will work itself out. Okay. Again, that's a little more of a passive approach, but I do think also this creative energy is necessary. Okay. We can also usher that in through working through balance, it is Libra season after all. So working through balance on a larger scale, collective. So outside of maybe your personal sphere, there's, how do I want to say this? Stay spiritually protected, stay clear, and keep your eye on the future that you're looking for. Let your decisions, your choices reflect the future that you are seeking to bring into existence. Okay. There's a lot of undoing right now. There's a lot we can't control. There's a lot of chaos. And so we control the things that we can, as we all know. Okay. So tend to yourself, your loved ones, and your bratty inner child, my bratty inner child, with love and balance. Okay. I am wishing you all the best. I love you a lot. And, keep it going. Keep it going. Be good to yourselves and to the people that you love and the people that you care about. And I'll see you next time.